2:57. We'll start our small claims here in just about 3 minutes. We have a number of Tamarack cases again today. Some of them doesn't look like we got service. So we'll work through them one by one and see which is which. We have a show cause with Mr. Feister and Mr. Kelly. And we have another case, Joe Hudson versus Julie Buys, that we also have service problems. I'll start with that one. Joe Hudson versus Julie Buys. It's a landlord-tenant damage case. 25980. The plaintiff, Mr. Hudson, called, asked to reset because we don't have service. And we had one of the Tamarack ones, which was that also. Matthew Losick, file number 2510004SC. In your cases, you know where everybody is. They have a residence, but for some reason we don't have service. Postal service not returned. We'll do alternate service, Bruce. So the process server asked to reset. Mr. Feister, let's take up your case. Why don't you come right up here to the plaintiff bench? Go ahead and have a seat. You'll be more comfortable.
Sure.
On this side. This is file 241059, Donald Feister versus Jordan Kelly. Mr. Feister got a judgment against Mr. Kelly some time ago. And as I often say, getting the judgment is the easy part. Getting the money is the hard part. But he's been pretty diligent. They did have a repayment plan that failed. And at this point, Mr. Feister did a discovery subpoena, which compelled Mr. Kelly to appear. And he did not appear on May 12th. So we set the matter for an order to show cause for today. Mr. Feister, have you received any payment since I saw you last?
No, sir.
Would you call the hall for Jordan Kelly? Mr. Feister, how much is due and owing right now?
Yeah.
No response?
It's around $1,200.
I had about $1,100 plus the new $50 service fee.
That sounds, yeah.
I'm gonna do the amount due. There will be an additional fee. It's $1,200. I'll do a bench warrant, the amount of $1,200 cash only. I usually set the bond at $500 because I find that $500 is generally they can come up with that amount of money rather than sit in jail. If he does get picked up, and he won't be released unless he pays $1,200 in cash, not through a bonding company, cash only. And the cash could be applied to the debt, which would settle it. I set the bond here in the amount of the whole debt, which is $1,200. There's been so much rigmarole in this case. You've probably been here 4 or 5 times. And so if he doesn't pay it, he sits in jail until which time is we can get you over here to do the discovery hearing. He's not going to jail for failing to pay the debt. He's going to jail for failing to appear in court on 2 separate occasions. One, he had a subpoena that was personally served that he blew off. And then we set this hearing, which he also failed to appear. So he's going to jail for contempt. What will purge the contempt is paying the debt. So Mr. Feister, I'll have the bailiff take you out to the counter and they can give you some instructions on what happens next.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
I hate to see him go to jail, but
Well, you want your debt paid, so sometimes this is what you'd be surprised with how much people come up with money. In the criminal arena, if somebody gets arrested and the bond is $500, they miraculously come up with $500. If they are convicted and I say the fine is $500, they say, well, I don't have it. But we can no longer immediately put them in jail for not paying the fine. So this may induce them to pay that judgment.
Okay.
All right, good
Thank
luck,
you.
sir. All right, next we've got several Tamarack cases. We're going to take those up. Why don't you come up and have a seat in the hot seat? All right, file 251003SC. It's Tamarack versus Jesse Pace. Mr. Pace lives in the Tamarack subdivision on Wigwam Place. He did refuse the certified mailing, but he was personally served by Sergeant Morse on June 10th. Mr. Lee Camp is the president of the Tamarack Property Owners Association, which I suspect is a very difficult and thankless job, and he's filed these cases on behalf of the association. Mr. Camp, would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I told you what the rules were for small claims
Right.
last week, and I think you're well aware of them. This is a claim for $410. We don't have any statute of limitations issues with these newer cases. He was personally served at the parking lot of the Three Rivers Six Theater. We have court costs of $46.25, filing fee, and a $45 service fee. Total is $501.48. Has anything been paid on that?
Paid in full.
Oh, so we'll dismiss paid in full. Well, I think your actions here are having the desired effect. People are starting to pay. Tamarack versus Christopher Houts. That certified, no one would pick up the certified mailings and they haven't been personally served. So we're going to have to reset this. Mr. Houts, if you want to avoid coming to court, you owe $410.23 so far, plus a filing fee of $46.25 for a total of $566.48. Mr. Camp and the association are easy to get a hold of. You can pay that bill and avoid coming back here.
What's the total on his final total?
$410.23 and $46.25 for a total of $456.48. If they have to personally serve them, it will be higher than that. But right now he owes $456.48.
Okay.
Next is Tamarack versus Julie Woods.
Paid in full.
All right, paid in full. Had one of these this morning or earlier in a landlord-tenant case. Those are the landlord's favorite kind, where the tenant pays in full and continues their tenancy. All right, so that is the Tamarack. And the LOSIC, we're going to reset. Tamarack Property Owners Association versus Joshua Nordahl.
Paid in full.
Oh, very good. I think you made your point, Mr. Camp.
It's funny how they can find my house.
She does these, I just wrote it. They look much nicer when she does them for me than my chicken scratch. So that is June Wood. Right. And did you give me another one? All right, well, we'll use my forms on these. All right. if you go out to the counter, I think that's all your cases. Everybody either paid and then we have the one default.
Do you have the list for next Monday in front of you or not?
I can bring it up here in just a
Because I
second.
have two that have already paid. That's however you want to do it.
Kim feels bad when that happens. She likes me to have lots of cases.
Okay. I gotta come back anyhow.
No, let me see.
Yeah,
That'd be June 30th, V30. Are we busy? We have 4. Tamarack versus Taylor Hydorn.
full.
All right, that's paid. Tamarack versus Charlie Clock.
Nope,
9. Tamarack versus Zachary Letourneau.
paid in full.
You're on a roll. And Paul France.
Haven't heard.
All right, well, you may hear between now and next Monday.
That's
So,
true.
all right, if you go out, the clerk will give you your orders.
Cool.
You've collected thousands of dollars for your association,
Yep.
well in advance of a judgment lien. So, and makes everybody happy with their neighbors if everybody's on top of their payments. All right, Mr. Camp, maybe I will or won't see you next Monday.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Paul, that's it for today.
What's up, huh?
Apparently I have a PPO waiting me
Today, yeah.
today. I got an email that I have a personal protection order pending review. All right, everyone, that finishes our day. Bit herky jerky, but I did everything they told me I had to do today.